Preseason week 1 is right around the corner. More specifically, the first game start at 7. And there are 6 total tomorrow. Of course, this preseason week 1 goes from Thursday to Saturday. Preseason week 2 will be Thursday to Sunday, and preseason week 3 will be back to Thursday through Saturday. Very excited to see the rookies and second to third stringers fighting for roster spots, because that's pretty much the whole point of preseason. See what your draft picks are all about, and to see who's going to make the 53-man field. But we got to take care of some heavy business before the season starts. Welcome back to Grizzlies Talks Football, ladies and gentlemen. Just going to be one thing today. Like I said before, it's going to be NFL division predictions. You have seen the season record predictions, but you haven't seen who I think is going to win each division. So it's basically AFC North to West and NFC North to West. First to 4 plays, talking about each team and all that. Let's not waste any time, let's get straight to it. And there it is. Of course, you see first place, second place, third place, fourth place. Basically what it's been the past 2 years. Obviously, we're kicking off in the AFC North, and the first place team I have is a shocking one. The Pittsburgh Steelers in first place. Yeah, I know. You guys are a little bit surprised. I can see you guys already typing in the comments saying, oh, Steelers ain't getting first place at all. Let me explain why. Let's be honest, Tomlin has been a great coach. I mean, he's the only one to have a winning season every single year through 20 plus years? And now they have a new coach in Mike McCarthy, but here's the thing that people don't understand. He's reunited with Aaron Rodgers. And the last time we saw him as a head coach, that was when Dallas actually had a good offense, and they were actually in the playoffs. But we all know what happened a couple years ago. This is about regular season. This isn't about the playoffs. And, Mike McCarthy may seem like a very questionable and very bad hire, but here's the thing. When you take a closer look, it actually makes sense. This is the Aaron Rodgers move of all Aaron Rodgers moves. Getting his own head coach that he had when he was in Green Bay for a while until LaFleur came in. This could either be a match made in heaven or an absolute flop. Second place team from the AFC North is, of course, the Baltimore Ravens. Let me just tell you, this team has way too much talent to not finish either first or second place in the division, especially on defense. Defense has those good games, and then they have the absolute abysmal ones, and they've mostly been abysmal, especially in the past, and also getting to the quarterback. Passing offense took a step back with Lamar Jackson being injured, and defense very inconsistent. Jesse Minter is a former defensive coordinator for the Chargers. He's looking to fix that. Once again, way too much talent to finish outside the top 2 of the AFC North, especially for the teams that are behind them. Third place team, no surprise here, is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals. I would love to put in second place, but I can't. It's just not a gimme at all that Joe Burrow is going to stay healthy for an entire season. I mean, last couple of years, he's had a season ender and most of the season last year with a turf toe issue. And Zete was not even getting any better. I will say they did improve their defense a little bit with Dexter Lawrence. That's a big signing. But the question is going to be, is it enough to at least be average so that the Bengals can actually have a good season again? Ownership is ass. Head coaching is just on a big decline. Let's just see what happens. And of course, that leaves last place in AFC North to the Cleveland Browns. This should not be coming as a shock. They got a brand new head coach in Todd Monken, who should be an offensive guru. Shore Sanders in his second year. Deshaun Watson could be coming back from injury. They got a little bit of a QB controversy there. Defense has actually been very solid. It's just the offense needs a lot of improvement. And the fact that they didn't get a franchise cornerstone wideout is actually very concerning. Quinshon Judkins and Harold Finish should be big names in that Cleveland offense. You also got some good rookies like Denzel Boston and Casey Concepcion. Let's see how much Todd Monken can improve the offense from last year. Now we transition over to the AFC South. To be honest, besides one team, it's going to be very hard to predict second, third, and fourth. Because the first place team in this whole conference is going to be the Houston Texans. Best defense in the NFL. It's just the offense has been a little bit slow. I mean, the offense isn't the worst, but it's not the greatest either. And that divisional round game was a huge slap in the face. D'Amico Ryan has actually been a good coach. CJ Stroud, I'm hoping he can get that surge back, but because he also has been on the decline, kind of like Zach Taylor on the Bengals. Defense has some great guys like Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter and company, and Derek Stingley Jr. Offense has some bright spots as well. Nico Collins turned into a wide receiver 1. Woody Marks turned into a running back 1 alongside David Montgomery, who they just got in free agency. It's a solid offense, but they haven't been the best recently, and they're hoping to improve. I do still think Houston is a big favorite to win the division. Now, here comes the tough part. Next team, second place, is actually going to be a surprise, the Indianapolis Colts. I know some people are going to be like, why not Jacksonville? You're going to see why soon. But as far as Indy goes, they actually had a hot start with Daniel Jones at quarterback, and then he suffered that injury, and everything fell apart. Jonathan Taylor, of course, a beast. You did lose Michael Pittman, so now you got Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, and Tyler Warren holding down the fort in the receiving corps. Still got a pretty good offensive line with Quentin Nelson. You know, defensively, they haven't been awful at all. If the secondary can improve, it will actually be a very solid unit. Shane Steichen has actually got this team on the up, so let's see if they can actually break through and make the playoffs again. It's been quite a bit since they did. And also, hopefully, Daniel Jones gets healthy again and can actually return to last year's form. In third place in the division, I actually have the Tennessee Titans. I'm not doing this to be nice. I actually do think the Titans are going to be out of last place. This is Cam Ward's second season. Now he has a new coach, and Robert Saleh, who has experience as the head man. Unfortunately, it was with the Jets. But solid defense from time to time, a little consistent side too. Offense doesn't have the greatest weapons in the world. I mean, Tony Pollard's solid. Tyjae Spears is steadily trying to improve. Brand new receiving corps alongside Calvin Ridley. They also got Carnell Tate. This team has a lot of potential. Whether they're going to live up to that potential is anyone's guess. That, of course, leaves last place in the AFC South. I actually have Jacksonville taking a step back. Why is that now? Trust me, that was a great season for Jacksonville last year. Unfortunately, I do think they overachieved. 13 wins and the division title is great and all. Here's my issue. Sure, Trevor Lawrence got red hot up until the end of the season, and then they had a close loss at home against Buffalo. There's where my problem lies. The soul of their defense, Devin Lloyd, is out. I mean, the defensive line is actually not that bad. Unfortunately, they did not get very many sacks this year. Devin Lloyd's gone, and so is their main running back, Travis Etienne, so they might not even have a run game. If you want your offense to succeed, you gotta have not only good passing game, but you also have a good running game too. And with Travis Etienne leaving for New Orleans, that's going to be a big question mark heading into the season. Also, Travis Hunter transitioning to corner is not going to help either. It'll help the defense, but it won't help the offense. Let's see what Liam Cohen can cook up in his second year. Now we transition to the AFC East. First place is the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's going to be back on top of the division. And while I'm at it, I might as well put New England in second because there's just no way the other two is catching up to second place at all. So starting with Buffalo, of course, they got elite quarterback, one of the best running backs in the game. They improved the receiving corps with DJ Moore. They have a good duo with tight end Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. Good offensive line led by Deion Dawkins. They got a good defense too. You know, Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, Matt Milano. And the secondary led by Christian Benford, sorry. This is also Joe Brady's first year as a head coach, so I think he'll not be too bad, but he won't be as good as Sean McDermott's last year. Then, of course, New England. Magical season on first year of Mike Vrabel. The sky's the limit, but a lot of people are saying that the easy schedule definitely helped them out there. And now they got some tough teams to play again. So, not really likely to be as successful as they were the previous year. I mean, they lost to the Raiders of all teams last year. Good offense with Drake May at quarterback. Good duo running back with Henderson and Stevenson. Receiving corps. Out with Diggs and with Brown. Defense definitely good as well. Guys like Christian Gonzalez out there. This team could either go like barely above 500 or like near the top of the league again. There's really no in between. Now this is where it gets tough. Third and fourth place. How do I go the last two teams? I'm actually going to go Dolphins 4, Jets 3. Jets not last place in the division for once? Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at right now. New quarterback has been Malik Willis, who was QB2 on the Packers. I don't know about that. Besides Devon Achane, Dulcich is a decent tight end. Jalen Tolbert is a wide receiver 3. That's being wide receiver 1. And Malik Washington was a wide receiver 3 too. Not a good look, Miami. Defense has some good players too. Jordan Brooks, Zach Zeeler, and rookie Jacob Rodriguez. Let's see if the secondary can improve, run defense can improve, and also allowing touchdowns. Or really, let's see if the whole team can improve. I find it very unlikely though. And as far as the Jets, you know the Jets suck. I can't believe they gave Aaron Glenn a second chance. They only let Jared Mayo get 1 season, but Aaron Glenn gets 2? If the Jets don't do anything special, he's gonna get fired. I actually predicted him to be fired in October. You do have Garrett Wilson, you do have Breece Hall, you do have a good tight end duo in Sadiq and also Mason Taylor. But the problem is your defense. Will McDonald's still there. You got Mink Fitzpatrick, you got Demario Davis, some old hands over there. Let's see if they can finally get a takeaway for once, because they didn't do it all season last year. Let's just move on, because this is just absolutely brutal. AFC West is the final division in the AFC. First place, we have the Denver Broncos. One of the best defenses in the country, and the offense was at least average, so it helped him get the #1 seed of the AFC last year. Bo Nix is now in his 3rd season, has pretty much the same receiving core, except he now has Jalen Waddle to throw to. That's a huge upgrade for the offense, and also with the best offensive line, or one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. This is definitely a complete team. If Bo Nix can improve from his rookie season, do better than that, because that was his best season so far, I think the Broncos can go a long way. Now, for my 2nd place team, I actually do have the Kansas City Chiefs coming back. And I know the comments going to say, oh, Kansas City's not as good anymore. Yes, they are. They're still the big bad Chiefs that we all love to hate. Mahomes is coming back from an injury. People are going to say that he's not going to be the same player. I disagree. If he really isn't inhuman, he's going to go out there and just dominate better than he has before. It's pretty much the same receiving core or same weapons, except Hollywood Brown's gone and Kenneth Walker's in. Still got old man Kelsey to throw to. Still got Noah Gray. Still got a pretty decent offensive line led by Creed Humphrey. You still got Chris Jones. You still got Bolton. You still got Karlaftis. You did lose your secondary, so that could be a problem. But look out for Kansas City on a revenge tour. And of course, 3rd place, you got the Chargers. And 4th place, I might as well just put them on there. Give me the Raiders. Of course, the Chargers, they had a good couple seasons with Jim Harbaugh, but one thing has been, they've been eluding them in that tenure. That one playoff win. Don't get me wrong, they have the talent to be able to go farther, but it's just luck of the draw, really. Ran into the Texans year 1. Texas defense, of course, loaded with talent. And, of course, ran into the New England Patriots, the hot surging Patriots, in last season's playoff season. They got Justin Herbert. They got McConkey, Johnston. Now Trey Harris. Keenan Allen, I think, is stepping away from football. Amari Hampton's coming back. You also got Rondé Gagston, David Njoku as a new addition. If the offensive line could stay healthy, Joe Alt was out 2 years ago. Slater was out last year. If they could just stay healthy, they should be okay. And the defense, led by Khalil Mack and also Derwin James, that could be a problem for opposing offenses. They got a very solid team. They just need to put it together. Now for the Raiders. Kirk Cousins will start the season, even though I don't know if it'll last long, because their Raiders are putting a lot of faith in Mendoza as the #1 pick. With the core he has, it's going to be a little tough for him, but if he can get some weapons that can really stand out, that would be huge for him. You got Gent in the backfield. He's a very solid running back after his rookie year. Trey Tucker leads the receiving core for right now, but if any of those young guys can step up and make some big plays, could be huge for the Raiders in the future. Of course, Max Crosby leads the defense, and see if that defensive front and also the secondary can improve with all those additions through the draft and also through free agency. Transition over to the NFC. We have got ourselves the NFC North, and the first place team I have is actually the Detroit Lions. Missed the playoffs with a 9-8 record, or was it 8-9? No, it was 9-8. In the only division of the 8 to have all teams with a winning record. It could have been 2 if it wasn't for the Cardinals. They're going to be that most likely team to go from worst to first in their division, in my opinion. Offense was extremely solid. I mean, come on, top 5 at scoring, top 3 in passing, 3rd in yards per play, top 15 in rushing. That's very interesting that rushing yards was actually top 15 and not even top 10. Defensive is a little inconsistent this year, but Aiden Hutchinson should be able to lead that defense down the field. Jared Goff's still a solid quarterback. He's a backup passer that could still sling it. Jahmyr Gibbs now has Rachaad White as his power back. Receiver core is pretty much the same. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown, James Williams, Isaac Tesla, and also Sam Laporta tight end. Offensive line definitely needs some improving to do. Defense has a lot of talent out there. They just need to put that together. Second place team in the NFC North, we have the Packers of Green Bay. I know y'all live for Chicago. Yeah, I can see why. I'll put the Bears in 3 because there's no way the Vikings are catching up to them. It is a little shot to not see the Bears in the top 2. No, in my opinion, I think that was a fluke. As far as Green Bay goes, they still don't have a wide receiver one. I mean, Christian Watson would be if he didn't get injured. Jaden Reed could have been one if he didn't get injured last season. Now they've lost Dontavian Wicks and Romeo Doubs to other teams. Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs very solid. Offensive line also solid. Defense led by Micah Parsons also solid. That's like the one problem I have with this Packers team is the receiving core. Y'all also mentioned tight end Tucker Kraft is going to try to come back. I swear Green Bay has a good nose for tight ends who are underrated. And of course for the Bears, great season. Won a playoff game against their division rival. Went to division round, almost beat the Rams. They're looking for some good progress next season, especially with Caleb Williams leading the helm after 2 years. They got the duo of Swift and Monongai still, but they don't have DJ Moore anymore. Yep, so it's Rome Odunze, who is inconsistent, Luther Burden, who was a slot receiver last season. They do have Colston Loveland, that's a good one. Offensive line, very much improved from 2 years ago. And the defense? Yeah, that defense is actually very solid as well. In takeaways, not so much everything else. We know the offense can do very well, but if the defense can at least be above the halfway point, they should be good to go. But let's see if this is a good sign of progress or if that whole season was a bit of an overachievement. And of course, that leaves the Vikings in 4th place. They just announced that Kyler will be the starter. I think I definitely expected that. Kevin O'Connell, let me tell you, he is a good quarterback whisperer, but the problem is, yeah, he's dealing with J.J. McCarthy, who did not play well last year, and also Kyler Murray, who got benched in Week 5 for Jacoby Brissett. I mean, in fairness, McCarthy got benched for Carson Wentz and Max Prosper. Believe it or me, they have a good receiving core, though, or good weapons, too. T.J. Hawkinson, tight end, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison as the receiving core, running back duo Eric Jones and Jordan Mason, and a very solid offensive line led by Christian Darrisaw. The defense has some good weapons, too. I mean, Rodgers at corner, you got Van Ginkel at linebacker, defense led by Greener. The only issue was the QB, and Kevin O'Connell was supposed to be a QB whisperer, was he not? Hopefully, Kyler Murray can prove me wrong and he can actually prove that he can be a franchise quarterback despite his size, but we shall see. Now a transition to the NFC South. I did say that the AFC South was going to be the hardest division to predict. This is the hardest division to predict because all 4 teams can realistically win because the division's so ass. So I'm actually going to go with the team that has the most talent and has the most proven leader of the offense, and that is Baker Mayfield. The Bucs are going to be first place. I think I said that last year. They came in second behind Carolina, but not this time. Like I said, Baker Mayfield at quarterback, Bucky Irvin at running back, receiving core. Lost Mike Evans, but some players can step up, like Amika Buka and Jalen McMillan, and also the dude from Georgia State, Ted Marsh. What was his name again? Oh, Ted Hurst. And don't forget they got K-Dot in the tight end. Offensive line looks solid, led by Tristan Wirfs. I think he is injured, though. Oh, no, he's fine. You also got a good linebacker core, led by Lavonte David, Servosia Dennis. It's just the secondary could be a bit of an issue here. Yeah, defense was mildly inconsistent. I mean, rushing defense was good. Passing, not so much. They're also good at forcing turnovers, so let's see if they can improve this year. Second place team in the division, Carolina Panthers. I know. Very interesting to say, but yeah, like I said, NFC South is extremely unpredictable. Of course, Dave Canales' first year ended up in the playoff berth, but it also ended in the 8-9 season. Bryce Young at quarterback. You got Chuba Hubbard now with Jonathan Brooks. No Rico Dowdle this year. Ted McMillan, Jalen Coker, basically the exact same weapons as last season. But the defense got better with Devin Lloyd as their new addition. Add that with Jason Horn and Derek Brown leading their respective units, and this defense is more than likely going to be better. They got some big time upsets to help them win the division. Don't expect it to be as lucky this year. In third place, as much as I hate to do it, I am a Falcons fan. I mean, I've said it thousands of times, but they're going to be third place this year. And why not? Let me just put New Orleans in fourth place at the NFC South. There we go. Of course, Atlanta has the best offensive talent in the entire division. It's just the quarterback was the biggest issue here. Quarterback's been an issue since Matt Ryan left. I mean, we got Bijan, we got Drake London, we got a new receiving core now, and we got Kyle Pitts at tight end. Matthew Bergeron, Jake Matthews, maybe if Caleb McGarry. Oh no, he's not there anymore. He retired. Solid offensive line, great weapons, defense definitely young but also improving. Not only on the field but also off of it as well. Shout out James Pierce. Stefanski, I'm not sure of what to think about him just yet, but on the right side, I mean, the sky's the limit here because it is his first year. Can Tua or Michael Penix step up and lead this team to the postseason? Let's see. Transition over to the NFC East. Gonna make this one quick. First place, Philadelphia Eagles. It's Philly until proven otherwise. I know they lost A.J. Brown. And the receiving core definitely took a step back. But they still got Jalen Tush Push Hurts. They still got Saquon. They still got what was his name again? It's Devontae Smith. I'm trying to remember his nickname. Was it Slim Reaper? Anyways, they got rookie Mekhi Lemon, and they also had the speedster Hollywood Brown from the Chiefs. Don't forget, best offensive line in the NFL, and they also have Dallas Goedert at tight end. And they have a stacked defense. I mean, big boys in the defensive line like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Pro Bowler Zach Bond leading that group, All-Pro Zach Bond. And of course, Quinyon Mitchell leading the secondary. I know Nick Sirianni's the head coach, but all he's been doing is winning without his help. Will the NFC East see a three-peat from Philadelphia, or can a new team take that throne? Which leads me to my second place team. I know you hate it, you love to hate it, even it's Dallas in second. Dallas has been second fiddle for far too long, and they're long overdue for another division title, but it's going to be hard to stop Philly. Dallas still has Brian Schottenheimer. He actually didn't do that bad in his first season. It's just his defense has sucked. Now he's hired Matt Eberflus as his defensive coordinator. You love to see it. Offense was amazing. I mean, Dak was one of the best QBs in the NFL. Fight me for it. Javonte Williams has revived his career after only one season in Dallas. Receiver core is loaded. I mean, come on. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, you got Turpin as well. And also very solid tight end Jake Ferguson. And a pretty good offensive line known as the Great Wall of Tyler. But if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you know that the biggest issue about this team is defense. The rookies have got to step up, or at least the last year's rookies have got to step up, like Donovan Ezuraku. And now they got Caleb Downs in the secondary. That's going to be fun. You love to hate the hires, but if Dallas can keep on being second or first in the division, there's not much to complain about. Now we transition to third and fourth place. I'm actually going to have the Giants in third place, the Commanders in fourth. Unpopular pick, but here's the thing. Giants approve of their head coach. John Harbaugh is the new sheriff of town, and Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo are in their second years. And Neighbors is in his third. That is a very big, high potential trio over there. I mean, alongside Tyrone Tracy. And tight ends, it hasn't been great, but the addition of Isaiah Likely should help that out. Offensive line is very solid. I will say I was wrong a couple years ago when I said the Giants' offensive line sucked. Thank you for proving me very, very wrong. And the defense has some great guys too. I mean, Abdul Carter, Brian Burns in the line. That line core is stacked. And the biggest issue is this defensive line because they lost Sexy Dexy. Oh yeah, and they also added Tremaine Edmond. Also forgot to mention the secondary. Tyler Dubin, Paulson Adebo, Javon Holland, Deontay Banks, I guess? Let's see if Darius Alexander can lead this depleted D-line. Oh, and apparently Shelby Harris. far as Washington, Dan Quinn has an up and down season. I mean, NFC Championship first year, completely missed the playoff last year with Jay Daniels not being healthy. That's what happens when you are pretty much the Heisman winner, because you have to do everything for the entire team to even do anything. That was the 2023 LSU, by the way. Of course, Jay Daniels, Bill Krosky, Merritt. No, run game hasn't been that great. Receiving core? Oh boy. Debo's going back to the 49ers. Oh yeah, I almost forgot they replaced him with Stephon Diggs. And now they got Rashawn White right alongside Bill. And tight ends, they added Chig Okonkwo. Definitely some high potential in this group. And also defense, also very solid. Guys like Sanders, Stoll, Cross, Douglas, Chasen, Meek Robertson. Could be an interesting year for Washington. I think 2 through 4 is going to be a little bit harder to predict as well. And of course, final division, we got the NFC West. Let's start with last place. Let's get that out of the way. And of course, we all know what team that is going to be. Arizona Cardinals. They're not even close to the other three. It's sad. And to add on top of that, they have a really bad schedule, and that is against them. Okay, some of these ads just keep on getting unmuted for some reason, and it's getting annoying. Jacoby Brissett is the current quarterback. You also have Jeremiah Love as your new running back, and Tyler Algier. By the way, how about that game from Carson Beck? I think I talked about it yesterday. Receiving core, Marvin Harrison's got improved. Michael Wilson has been okay. But the main component of that offense has always been Trey McBride. And I will say the offensive line hasn't been that bad. I mean, Paris Johnson's leading that group pretty well. Defensively, Josh Sweat definitely turned some heads over there. Oh yeah, I almost forgot they have Walter Noel. Buda Baker's still there. Josh Sweat, oh no, he's actually out. Zayvon Collins is down there still. Will Johnson, of course. Walter Nolan's actually been pretty solid himself. Now that young defense is getting another year experience, let's see how much they've improved from last season. Not going to be easy. Now let's discuss the top 3. Third place, I'm actually going to put the 49ers over there because of one reason. I can't trust San Francisco for all their players to stay healthy. I mean, training camp was a disaster for them. Kittle's still recovering from an Achilles. I mean, Pearsall is out for the season. I mean, they already got their top 2 options out. Well, at least Deebo Samuel's coming back. Christian McCaffrey's back. Hopefully they can play 17 games a season again, because if he doesn't, this 49ers team is screwed. Fred Warner's still recovering from a broken leg. Nick Bosa's still recovering from his season-ending injury. It's not looking good. But I don't know what is up with this theory of this substation that is causing all these injuries. The more and more seasons go by and all these injuries come in, the more I start to believe it. Here's my request to the 49ers. Get rid of the substation. It's making things worse. Okay, of course, that leaves our last 2 teams. We're going to go Seahawks second and the Rams in first. I think you know why. Myles Garrett. I mean, Seahawks are Super Bowl champions for a reason. I mean, Sam Darnold, very solid quarterback, but they did lose Kenneth Walker, so it's Zach Charbonnet and Jadarian Price. Pretty much the same receiving core. JSN, Kupp, Shaheed, and also A.J. Warner tight end. Good offensive line led by All-Pro Charles Cross. Defense, of course, has some outstanding players. Devin Witherspoon, Ernest Jones, Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, second-year man, Nick Emmanwori, Uchenna Nwosu. I could go on. Mike McDonald's second season really turned that team around. But it's going to be hard to stop the Rams when they get probably the best defender in the NFL. I mean, add that to it. They got Matt Stafford. They got Kyron Williams to play quarterback running back duo. That's pretty good. They got Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and now it's Jordan Whittington. Tutu Atwell is out. The trio of tight end, Parkinson, Higbee, and Ferguson. Defense already having Jared First, Braden Fisk, Kobe Turner, and now Myles Garrett on the D-line. Adding to that, they got the Cam Kitchens and Cam Curl at the secondary alongside 2 Chiefs corners, Trent McDuffie and Jaylen Watson. And then you have a linebacker core led by Nate Landman. This is going to be a tough road in the NFC West. And on paper, this is going to run right through LA. And there it is. There is my division predictions for 2026 NFL season. Good luck to all 32 NFL teams. For some of them, you're going to need it. For others, not so much. And that will do it for this episode of Grizzly Talks Football, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, make sure you get the video button down, thumbs up, hit the red subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos if you enjoyed. As always, this is Grizz, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace, love, create the Grizz vibes easy at all times. Take care.